Right, good afternoon guys. It is Friday the 28th of April. I've just arrived on site here, and here is Churchwood Fisheries. So I've driven around about 80 miles or so down the A14 and the M11 down to sort of Brentwood in Essex, and me and my brother-in-law Lee are going to be fishing here for the next 48 hours. This is Jenkins Lake, which is the one we're going to be fishing. As you can see, they provide your unhooking mats, landing nets and weigh slings and what have you. We've also got a nice little lodge which has got showers, toilets, microwave, fridges, all that sort of thing. But yeah, we're here for the next 48 hours. I've just spoken to the owner. He said he's going to pop down shortly and show me some of the better producing spots. But other than that, I'm going to get everything unloaded out the car, get things set up and get fishing. It's been a while. I've had very busy time of it at work with projects finishing. I then had a couple of weeks off on holiday in Mauritius, so the tan is fading quickly, but the good thing is I'm back out fishing again. So I'll say it must be probably a couple of 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that since I've been on the bank. So really keen to get going. So going to get the car unloaded, have a watch of the lake. I've just seen a fish crash out right in the corner there. So yeah, we'll get things set up and then we'll show you what we're doing. Right, it's just gone 4:45, and I've just had already, I've only got 2 rods out so far, and I've already had some interest on my right hand rod. I have got some ducks sat over there, but neither of them were sort of diving down on the bait at the time. But that's a good sign. Within half hour, 45 minutes of the rods, or the first 2 rods being out, I've already got some interest. Basically the bobbin lifted up. I was busy setting up my other rod at the time, and as I got to it, it had already dropped back into position, so I've just left it for now, see if it will go off. But yeah, at the moment my right hand rod is basically out where the ducks are there, in that area, certainly just to the right of that. It's kind of round under where the tree sort of area is. My left hand rod is out towards the base of that really big tree there, and then my middle rod, which isn't yet in situ but is going to be going over under the tree there. In fact, now my left hand rod is having a beep as well. So looks like we're potentially getting some early interest anyway. We'll get this other rod set up and out, and hopefully in the meantime one of these develops into a take. But yeah, good that we've got some interest already. Right, as you can see, I am fully set up, bivvies up, 3 rods out. I've had a few beeps on each, and my, what was it, the middle one, which is out on the under the tree there, actually had a bit of a proper run on it. It started pulling round to the right, so I struck into it, but nothing there, which is annoying, but that's how it goes sometimes. But it's just gone 7 o'clock. No, it hasn't. It's just gone 6:30. Lee, as you can see, has arrived. He's getting his bits set up. The sun is starting to set out in the distance, and I'm just microwaving a sweet and sour chicken for dinner. But one thing I have had, which is down in this little corner here behind the aerator, a fairly sizable carp has come out 3 times now, right on the bank. No more than 2 feet off the bank edge. Cleared the water, and so I've seen it happen 3 times now. Whether it's the same fish or different fish, I don't know, but he's certainly feeling safe down there, because he knows full well I can't get anywhere near him. But hopefully when he starts to move out, my rig that's out under the tree by the bank there will catch him. But as I say, for now, I'm going to sit down, get some dinner, open up a can and enjoy the sun setting. Right, it is just coming up to about 9:15. As you can see, the light is fading quickly. I was just going to basically say I've had a bit of interest on the right hand rod, so I've had to redo that, because basically that sort of thing happened. Although the last one pulled up tight, the rod sort of started bending round to the right hand side over towards the spot. Struck into it, nothing there. It wasn't stripping line off here, so it was a slow sort of lift up, and the rod just continued to bend round, but there was no line really being taken. But yeah, just as I was going to tell you that, same thing or something similar happened. A little bit of interest, a little bit of lifting up of the bobbin, but nothing more than that at the moment. So we're probably going to lose the light altogether in the next 15 minutes. The bats are out, and I've just got all of the lights and everything out on for the bivvy. So we're set up for the night. The rods are all on the spots. They've all had a little bit of interest. Just nothing really positive. So hopefully we'll get something in the night. If not, we shall see you in the morning. But so. Right, morning guys. It is just gone 6:30. Lots of action in the night, or lots of activity in the night. I wouldn't say action. Lots of single beeps, lots of little ups and downs, little tugs on all of the rods, but nothing of any real positive note. Again, it was sort of 2 or 3 beeps up in quickly and then dropped back in, and nothing progressed from there. So if I had struck at those, I would have been striking at them all night. So I left them to see if they would develop into anything more, and none of them did. So nothing fish wise to report, Lee hasn't had anything either, so well, I'm just sort of sat watching the water at the moment, have been since about 5:30, just to see if there's going to be any obvious shows. I've seen a few fish, there was quite a few fish showing last night as well, right over the spots. Didn't hear any actual crashing out last night, but certainly saw some shows before the sun went down, but nothing of any real note on the rod, so we'll leave them as they are for now. Leave them through the morning bite time, and then we may have a little bit of a rethink, or we might go out in the boat and have a proper further prod around. I did go out in there yesterday, checked the spots that I'd been suggested by the owner, found it basically exactly where he said the spots were. I found sort of hard patches next to silt areas. Right, it has just gone 10:30. I've had a bit of a scout around the lake with the bait boat with the deeper on it. Been able to sort of really check the spots, the depths and whatever that we're fishing at, and Steve, the owner, came round and basically told us that again, the closer you are to the bank, that's generally where the fish tend to hang out and where they tend to get caught from. So there we have seen some fish on the deeper showing in the middle, but when we went over to some of the spots that he'd suggested, as expected, there were sort of fish showing right there on the deeper. So I've redone all three of the rods just to get them back out on the spots, but a bit tighter in, almost touching the bank pretty much. It's still in 4.5, 5 feet of water there. And as you can see from the footage, there were certainly fish showing right up tight against that spot. Lee's just going out on the boat, so what they do provide here is a boat so you can go out and check your spots, see what the bottom's like, hand place your rigs if you wish, and also obviously bait up. So Lee's just going around doing a little bit of that at the moment. Just he's going to move his left hand rod to a spot that Steve has suggested, which is quite close to the bank, but it's got a nice little secluded spot there. So Lee's just checking out the bottom, finding a place to put his rig. But yeah, 10:30. It's probably about 15-16 degrees at the moment. We're expecting sort of highs of about 18 degrees, so certainly the warmest it's been pretty much this side of winter. This sort of is the first real spring-like feel to it day now, so we'll see if the fish come on the feed. The deeper we're showing the water temperature at about 13.5 degrees, so it's nice temperature for them, and hopefully this bit of sun will get them moving around a little bit more and get them feeding on our spots. So we'll see how it goes. Rigs are out all on the spots. I'm happy with where all mine are, so let's hope the fish come and find them, and we can get you something on the bank to show you. Right, it's just gone 1:15. I've just had to redo the left hand rod because I had a proper run on it. It was I say proper run, it sort of jumped up to the top, dropped down, lifted back up again, and then went into full drop back bite. So struck into it, reeled to try and catch up, struck into it, and there was nothing there. So again, another one that's managed to get me up and running, but not actually hook into a fish. So, but again, at least they're feeding. It was a proper take this time. Right, it's just gone 4:30. Lee's back out in the boat again, having a look at a couple of other spots to potentially try, because we've had absolutely nothing happening. The guys in the lake down the far end there said the same thing. They've had not a thing. We've got a celebrity on the lake behind us, which is the Catfish Lake. They turned up this morning and they've had about a dozen catfish out in about 6 hours, 7 hours. But yeah, that's Dean Macy's on that lake at the moment, so we've said hello to him, and Lee got the opportunity to get his photo with him.
I'm the king of the world!
You look more like Pitch Perfect too.
We belong to the lake, we belong to the thunder. Nope, turn it around.
If you stand up and start singing, I'm going to get worried. Although it'll be funny when you fall in. We have had a bit of respite from the noise of the aerator. That has been, they basically run non-stop, but the owner said that one's developed a bit of a fault, so it keeps tripping out, but it does make a hell of a difference having 20 minutes without that going on, because you don't realise just how loud it is until it stops. But anyway, Lee's back from his fun and games in the boat. We shall give the rigs probably another hour or so in the water, and then get them swapped out, ready for the night, get all the baits freshened up again, and see if we can get anything this evening. But I say at the moment the weather is just bright blue skies, the sun's beating down on us. We're all going to come out with an improved tan, but obviously it's not brilliant for carp fishing, so we'll see how it goes across the evening. Right, it is probably about 8:30, and we finally have some action. Lee's line went slack, or semi-slack, so we watched it. There was a little bit of thumping on the rod. It's pulled up a tighter, so picked it up, struck into it. Didn't do very much for the first few seconds, and now it's thumping away quite merrily. So finally we have some action. Just as the sun's setting. And it's good news as well, because Lee's bet's just gone pear-shaped, because Graph Shop have just gone 2-1 up against Willem. So although he's losing on the gambling front, he's at least got some action on the fishing front. And it was the one he actually had a drop back bite on this rod probably about an hour ago. We got it back out there before the light really disappeared. You're probably over your other line. And it's the same one that's gone again. So it was the one he was out setting up earlier on the boat. So that little change has paid dividends. So we shall get the fight done. And then we'll show you what he's got. Hopefully. I mean, this is a barbless site, so we always run that risk, but I'm going to grab the net and hopefully we'll get this one in. Right, I was a bit wrong on the time. It's actually 9:20. Lee's still playing the fish. We think it's probably a catfish the way it's fighting. Keeps stripping line off. He gets some back on the reel and then it rips a load more off. It's basically just up and down the margin here, so I think we'll probably get to see it fairly quick or fairly soon. The swell. There's the leader, or the rig tubing. No, he ain't ready yet. Let him get a mouthful of air. And see, you can see what it is yet. We'll say the way it's thumping, it's either a big carp or it's a catfish. There's the leader again, or tubing. What's your other line? Don't want to come up, does he? The water is very green, so it's not like until he actually breaks the surface we're not going to see anything, but it's a catfish. There he is. Oh, it's a nice cat as well. Right, so I'm going to get the net and we'll hopefully get this in the next minute or so. Right, there he is in the net. He looks a good, I'm going to say good 30-pounder.
Could be a PB.
Lee's PB catfish. Certainly, was it this country or was it in
both?
Both. So, Lee's PB catfish is £25. That was from France.
Looks out.
But I think this is going to definitely beat that. So we'll get it weighed up, get the rod back out, and we'll show you what we've got. Right, the result of that is a 26 pound 3 ounce PB. Not quite as big as we had thought he was in the net, but still a
nice fish.
Cracking fish.
I am happy, and it's a PB.
It's first fish of 2023 for Lee.
And it's a PB.
New personal best catfish.
From Jenkins.
And to top it all, both his teams have just scored to take the lead again, so the bet's coming in as well.
Days.
So we'll get some pictures of this one. It's got a big old mouth on it.
Nice.
And we'll get this one back. Off you are, mate. You go. Freedom.
Down to the depths.
Nice one.
Oh.
Right, we've got one in the net. It's just gone 1:45. Me and Lee had literally just turned in for the night, so I just got into bed, and one of these little beepy, uppy, downy sort of situations finally turned into a proper run. It had a couple of up and down, and then it started really stripping off. So it's a catfish. He's gone £20, 12 ounces, and we're going to have fun trying to get him up and holding him for you. He's got very sharp grasping pads. Right, but yeah, it's been a long old slog to get here, but finally me and Lee have got some fish on the bank, a couple of catfish, this one going £20.12, so we'll get some pictures, get this one back, but finally rewards for our efforts. Go, mate. Excellent. Right, it is just coming up to 10 to 2 in the morning. Following that catfish, I'd picked up my right hand rod, so I had to reel that one in and reset that. I then obviously had to redo the left hand rod, which was the one that had gone off, which was one out by the tree in the back corner there. And because that one and Lee's fish also was both caught on a pink krill pop up on the top of the bottom bait boilie, I've just decided to change my left hand rod over to the same krill combination as well. It makes sense. We've both had fish on that setup, so it just makes sense to try a second rod on that one. So I've managed to get all 3 rods back out on the spot, or on their respective spots, and we'll see how that goes through the rest of the night. But as I said, it's just coming up to 2 o'clock in the morning, so I am definitely going to turn in now. But yeah, hopefully one of our rods, whether it's mine or Lee's, will get some more action in the night, so we'll see. Right, it is just gone 4:15. I've been playing this catfish for about 15 minutes now. It's the rod over at the back that I changed over to the krill after I had that last one, so oh, he's off again. Just gotta let him do what he wants to do at times. If he wants to run, I've just got to let him and just try and hold him back a little bit, turn him, and then gain the line back again. There's no snags or anything out in the middle here, so it's quite safe to let him run around a bit. I just don't want him interfering with our other rods or being able to make it to any of the snags on either side. So I've had him in close a few times. One time he went charging over to the right hand side to where the trees are, and I just managed to turn him. A few times he's gone charging back out into the lake, but hopefully we can keep some sort of control on him, because it feels like a Pretty decent fish, this one. Assuming it is a catfish, obviously. I can't believe it's a carp. In fact, I know it's not a carp. It's not the way this is going, so hopefully get its head up soon and we'll get a chance to get him in the net. He says, and then he goes off moaning. But yeah, changing over to the krill bait on this rod has got us another run, so it was well worth the time 2 hours ago getting that rod changed over. Get him in that net, get his arse in. That's quite a good fish. Happy with him. Oh dear, what was that? 25 minutes. We've got him in. I haven't really seen it properly, but I'm gonna hazard a guess that's gonna be 30. Oh dear. I reckon he's a 30, maybe 35 pounds. Right. Jesus Christ.
Hold it steady.
I'm trying. It's basically
38.7, 38.8.
right. 38.8.
Take off
Makes it
2.7.
36 pounds and an ounce. Right, we've just weighed him. He's gone 36 pounds and 1 ounce. You can see he's hanging out the end of the sling. He's quite a lengthy one, so we'll try and get him up. But this is my second biggest catfish ever. 36 pounds 1 ounce. So we'll get some pictures, get a bit of video up and down his body, and we'll then get him back. But he gave me a 25-minute fight, 30-minute fight, something like that. So something pretty special about fighting catfish. There he goes. He weren't hanging around, that one. Right, morning guys. It's just gone 5 o'clock, or just coming up to 5 o'clock. I think it's 4:58. So I've just put that left-hand rod back out on the spot at the back. As you can see, the dawn is breaking, the birds are out singing, and after a very slow start, I think me and Lee are going to be going home singing as well, because things have picked up across the course of last night. We've had Lee's had his PB catfish of £26. I had that 20 at 2 o'clock in the morning, and so I've just returned that 36, which is my second biggest catfish ever. And to top that off, all our football bets came in as well, so we're a good couple of £100 each richer this morning, so can't complain. I'm just gonna leave the rods now. They're all set up, so they'll be out hopefully for the chance of another one across the morning, and then we're due to pack up probably 3-4 o'clock sort of time. I suspect we'll pack up and go. We're actually able to stay on till 7 this evening, but I very much doubt we'll do that. I suspect by maybe 4 o'clock sort of time we'll pack up and go, but we've got the rest of what looks like it's going to be a pretty decent morning, and then a pretty sunny day to see us off. So yeah, I shall I'm going to go and put the kettle on. No point going back to bed now. It's 5 o'clock, the sun's coming up, I can watch the lake again, so I'm going to enjoy the next couple of hours listening to all the birds and watching the sunrise. So we'll leave it there for now and see if we get anything else over the next few hours. Right, so this is the corner I'm got one of my rigs in, just under this tree on the left. And you can see there's a couple of patches of bubbles showing on the surface where something is feeding on the bottom, so there's definitely fish still in the area. So we may well have another chance of a fish yet. Right, it's just coming up to about 6:45 time, and having spotted those patches of bubbles over by the corner, I then spotted another set as they were happening just off to the right of the tree there. So I've quickly changed my rig that I had over on the right hand side there, which hasn't had any real action, and I've moved it. It's now become my middle rod, and I've moved that over to the back there, so I've now got one just off the big tree trunk there, one over to the right, and my last one is out under that tree. So they're all now on krill baits, and they're all sort of in that same area along the back margin, so or two on the back margin and one out under the tree, so we'll see if that little change gets us another one or not, but had to go after it having seen the bubbles coming up. Right, it's just coming up to 12 o'clock. We got maybe 4 or 5 hours still to go. The guys who were on Catfish Lake have vacated. They had 26 fish, I think that, they said, and they didn't even fish through the night. That was mostly during the day hours yesterday. So we've just spoken to the owner, Steve, and he said, yeah, if we want to go on here and give a few hours on here, we're more than welcome to. So we're going to take him up on that offer, and we're going to go and see if we can get a few of the cats out that Dean and his group were having out yesterday. So that's the plan. We've packed most of the bits up in the bivvies. Obviously the bivvies are still up at the moment, but we're going to come and give ourselves 4 or 5 hours on here before we pack up and head off. So yeah, we'll see if we can get something out of this place instead. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 12 PM. Welcome to the Meat Show. Right, we moved over here at 12 o'clock. Lee cast in at 12:01. At 12:02, Lee got a run. So we've literally been here a minute. I didn't even have a rod in the water at the time, and Lee has managed to already hook into a catfish on Catfish Lake. So
This is ridiculous.
Clearly this lake is just massively on the feed. If either that or Lee just happened to absolutely nail the spot that the previous group were using. So putting up a good fight. So we'll see what sort of size it is. I'm going to get some baits out around my casting rods, and then we'll see how the next 4 or 5 hours develops. But if it's anything like the first 30 seconds, Lee's going to have arm ache. No, he's off again.
Tubing.
All the tubing's come away from the... Oh, he's only a little one, Lee. But he's still a catfish. They could say they put up a good fight in here by the looks of it.
Get in.
Woo. So how's it feel to be on Catfish lately?
I'm going to be knackered. Not bad for a minute's fishing.
1 minute. I'm disappointed. My rods have been in at least 5 or 6 minutes now. I've not even had a beep. Right, Woo. We'll get this one.
I haven't even got the second rod out.
Get this one weighed up and show you what we've got. Right then, the result of that: 22 pound 11 ounce catfish for
30 seconds.
The first cast. Not quite a pub chuck, but it was certainly well aimed and well hit. But still, first cast,
result
a minute 30 seconds, and got a 22 pound 11 ounce catfish on the bank. So we'll get this one put back. We'll get some pictures, get this one put back, and Lee can get his rods back out again. And that's probably the only fish we're going to have, but what the hell.
Well, it's 2 apiece now.
Yeah, it was a bit of fun very quickly. So right, get some pictures and get him back. Right, Mr. Catfish, off into the deep blue. And it is blue. There he goes. Nice. Right, on to the next one, hopefully. Right, it's just gone 1 o'clock. Lee's into his second fish. We've had a bit of a run round with the bait boat and came across a load of fish, so we kind of know where they're congregating. And we've also had some pretty obvious shows just off the bank there, which is an area that I've baited up, so, and I am sat on top of, so hopefully we'll get a bit more action yet. But for now, Lee's got this one on. He doesn't seem to think it's very big, but we'll get it in the net hopefully and show you what we got. Right, the result of that one was just a baby, £13, 8 ounces, so
Baby.
we'll get a quick picture of this one, get him back in. But again, another nice bend in the rod for a quick bit of fun at the end of the session. So yeah,
Number 3 for me.
happy days. Right, unbelievably, Lee has put that catfish back no more than 20 seconds before. Just went to sort the other rod out that had a little bit of a line crossover from the previous fight, so he's just tightening that up, and it's basically ripped off whilst in his hand. So 30 seconds later, another fish. So we'll
Made the right move.
yeah, we'll let him get this played, and we'll show you what it is. I'm not going to film all of these because you could be here for hours watching catfish after catfish fight. So right, another one of the same sort of size. We haven't bothered weighing this one. It's pretty much identical size, and it was at 14, 15 pounds, something like that. So yeah, we'll get a quick picture, get it back, get the rod back out again.
Got another one.
Ridiculous. This lake is just, yeah,
It's prolific.
that's one word. Right, 2:20. We were just saying it's been a bit of a inactive period for the last 20-25 minutes. We haven't seen any fish topping or showing anywhere. No beeps on the rod, and then straight away Lee's rod does a full drop back, struck into it, and this one looks like it could be a bit better fish. So we'll leave him to play it for the next 15-20 minutes, and then hopefully he gets it in and we can show you what it is and what sort of size it is. As for my rods, they're not doing very much. All the action seems to be down the left hand side of the lake, not the right. Right, 2:30. He's in the net. It is a bit better. This one was 20, just over £20, £20 3 ounces. So another £20 catfish on the bank.
Shit in my boilies.
I was going to say they're certainly letting us know what they've been eating, because everyone that comes in is depositing a load for us. So it's very nice. But anyway,
I'm happy with that.
yeah,
20
well,
pounder.
another photo, another catfish. Get him back. Move on to the next one. Hopefully they start getting a bit bigger, but we're happy just the rod making a noise. 20:03. Leads into another one. He just cast it out back to the spot, and the moment it went into the water we went, yeah, that's a bite. It was just, it managed to get basically underneath that branch, which is where we said the moment it goes in there, the cats are all congregated, and the moment it went in there we said that's a bite, and we have literally 2 minutes and it's gone screaming off. And it was a proper run this time as well.
next one, Dave?
No, I'll let you.
I feel bad.
Why? Because you said I want the left. I want the left-hand side.
It's normally the other way around.
Yeah.
You chose the last swim. It was only fair.
So hopefully this one's another 20 plus. We'll get him in, get some pictures and show you what he is. Right, there he is, number 5 we think. We haven't weighed this one, probably no more than 13-14 pounds, so quick return, on to the next one.
Yay!
Right, 3, number 6. And it's another one where Lee literally just cast it. He hadn't even settled the line and it was acting weird. He must have dropped it in the blooming fish's mouth, because from straight away the line wouldn't settle properly. Then it was sort of being pulled, then it was dropping back a little bit. We tightened up again and then it just started ripping off. So number 6 on the way by the looks of it. Yeah. My left-hand rod I've repositioned. When I went to check it, I found that I was about 2.5-3 feet in silt. So I've moved that across now to I found a real nice hard gravel patch. And I've just dropped it in there, or on top of that. So that's obviously Lee's fish going across my line. Well, we'll see how big this one is. I'll show you in a bit. Alright, this one's just a baby. Scrape a double maybe. Certainly not much anything more than that. But he's another fish, he's another run, so Lee's happy.
Happy with that?
I'm miserable because my rods are sat doing nothing. But anyway, on to the next. On to the next one. I'm sure there'll be a few more yet. Literally ridiculous. He's just cast back out on the same spot, and 15-20 seconds. Full drop back and then started to strip off.
Not even any bait round here, that was just single snowman.
They must just be sat down there with their mouths open waiting for it to drop. Yeah, it's like, come to me, boilie. Dropped straight in.
Oh, it's come off.
He's actually lost one.
Come off.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
Damn it.
That one looked half decent, well, a bit better than the previous one anyway, but it is ridiculous. So they're literally dropping in their mouths and 15-20 seconds. Yeah, so see if you can get it back on the same spot again. It'll probably go off again whilst we're filming. So it's just been going beyond the or down the tree line on the left. Right, it is currently, what is the time? 3:40. Let's see how long it is before Lee's got a fish on. Right, what did we say? It was 3:40, so he's had to wait a little bit for this one because it's 3:45. I think it was 3:40 in about 30 seconds, so 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, something like that, in between the water, the lead hitting the water and the run going off again. There's obviously a big bulk of them down there, and if you hit the right spot, it's pretty much instant. Right, don't lose this one, Lee. We'll get another one on video. Right, they're getting smaller.
Getting smaller. Still a fish.
There's not a lot more we can say about that other than it's getting smaller. It's definitely the smallest one of the day. Maybe £8, something like that. 8 or 9, I don't know, but we're not weighing them when they're that size, so unless we get something more sizable, enough with the talking. So he can go back, get the rod back on the spot.
What's that, number 6, 7?
7, 8, I've again lost count, but in the space of 4, well, not even 4 hours, it's just been non-stop for Lee.
24 hours on here would be a killer.
Yeah, but what a place, you know, if you want to come here for some action, Churchwood Fisheries is certainly serving it up.
On Cat Lake.
Yeah. Right. See you later, fishy. 5 minutes later, another fish on. Even though I cast in Lee's spot, so my left hand rod has now gone out towards the back there. The Lee's left hand rod has now gone off, which is the one that he's cast under those branches. So there definitely appears to be just a mass of fish along that back marker, and it's just a case of if you get close enough to them, they take the bait. We'll see what size this one is. It's getting quite repetitive saying that, but there's not much more I can say, so we'll see. Oh, come here, come here. It's wrapped around his fin, but he's in the net. He's a little bit better. Not a lot, a little. Right, Lee is back in the 20s club again. £23, 12 ounces. Get hold of him. Nice,
Lovely jubbly.
nice dark one this time.
He took me
I'll say
into the bank.
he did his best to bury himself in the bank just there, but managed to get him out. So
You know exactly what he was doing, where he
bit
was going.
bit more wily than the Litlands, but he fell to the same trap. So £23, 12 ounces, number 8, 9, 8, something like that. I don't know. Lots in 4 1/4 hours. Nice. Right, couple of pictures and we'll move on to the next. I'm bored. Just bored. Watching this fucking mug just catching fish all day. Lee's into a fish.
Okay.
Oh, it's stripping. What's this, number 9, 10? Number 9. Oh, yeah, number 9 in this lake, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what this one brings. Hopefully, it might be a PB, Lee. You know, there might be something to finish on with finish on a bit more of a high than another baby. Right, here he is, number 9, mid double. We haven't.
£16.
Yeah, 15, 16, something like that. We haven't weighed it. But number 9, it's 4:45. So 9 fish in 4 hours 45 minutes.
Not bad.
All coming basically from the left-hand bank there under the trees. I think one came from out the back, didn't it? But everything else has been under those trees.
Like a 40, 50 pounder, but
Yeah, well, it's quality over quantity. That's what I work on. You're obviously work the other way round. Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely jubbly.
Right, get some pics, get it back. Lee says he's actually too embarrassed to hold this fish. It's effectively child abuse. This one is £5, maybe 6. Smallest of the trip. He is a little one, but he'll get big one day, so put him back and probably start looking at packing up, so we'll see.